Start again. Kia ora, welcome to Waste Some Time with Maggie, and I've just brought out one of my little journals. It's just a school book, and I'm just going to play tonight. Don't know what I'm going to do, whether it'll just be paper and paint or it'll turn into something. But when you can't sleep, you've got to do something, so we're just going to put some paper around. And as I say, it's nothing special. It's got just paper with words or paper with bits of colour on it. Just see if there's only one bit of paper. It's a thick memoirs of a rocker, and I don't particularly want to be able to read it, but it makes for a good background. I'll just get that bit folding up there. I've got bits of brown paper here, and we're just going to stick some around for texture. It's been a lovely day today. Coolish out of the sun, but very, very lovely in the sun, and the lake's been flat. We haven't done anything because if I start moving around too much, I start coughing and losing my breath. But we went to town, did some shopping, a few things that I didn't have. Went to see if I could buy some glue, but no, they didn't have any in, but they'll have some in by the time we come back. But of course it's too late for me. I wanted it now. You know how it is. And so I went online and ordered some more art glitter glue, so I can have one down here and some at home. And it should be home. It should be there next week. And I went online and I bought some more printables, and I bought some stencils. Just let your fingers do the walking. And this is just to give us some texture in the background, really. And I forgot to get my all the cards that I have got at home. I do not have one down here, so I found a very heavy piece of packaging. What did we buy in that packaging? Oh, the heater when we were down last time. We bought an oil heater. And so I just kept a few pieces of the packaging, and it's quite a thick bit. So it'll do the trick. Right. I have a Maggie Lockley, I think it is, collage book, but I cannot bring myself to rip it up, so I've been photocopying the paper. This is just going to give us a little bit more of this, a bit more colour. Right, let's pop it out of the road. Let's put some more down. And I think I am going to use my clear glue that I found. might just glue it down a little bit better. Find my brush. And we'll just... It's a bit gloopy, but... I'm sure it'll... hold everything down and make a hell of a mess by the looks of it, but never mind. I'm okay with that. I don't mind that. I'm just going to grab all these different little bits and put them down. I brought my old glue gun, heat gun down again. I took it home when mine died, but I bought a new one, and it works really well, so I'm very happy with it. Oops. So this is just adding some extra colour. Oops, glue everywhere. Rough as guts, my father would have said. I'm not worrying about the little white bits or anything like that. I'm just putting it down, and I might as well use it all up. The glue's pretty much everywhere. I'm quite liking that actually. Maybe none down in this corner here. Another bit over there. A little bit on there. And I think it's pretty much used it all. Just give it an extra brush over, make sure everything's down before I dry it off. I got carried away with my video last night when I came to edit it. I'd been on for nearly 2 hours. Anyway, I edited it down to 56 minutes, I think. So, for those who like long videos, they'll be happy. For those that don't, well, you watch what you want and move on is my motto. Right, I've got some water tonight, so I'll just dry this off and then I'll be back. Right, I'm back. You wouldn't believe it. I went off to look for my little roller, found a card, and I found my dubbin wax for doing my pages that I was looking for last night. Right, so I'm going to put that aside, and I'm going to just put a little bit more gesso over this just to just to knock it back a bit. Now that's not the one I was using because it's all blocked up. Right, a little bit on here, a little bit on there. Oops, a little bit of water with it. Just want to knock it back a little bit, not a lot. So I most probably put too much on. I'm going to take that away and I'm going to get a baby wipe. Move it around just to knock it back a little bit and to sort of make it look a little bit more cohesive. I spend half of my life drying things off. I like that. Right, I remembered to bring my rubbish tin this time so I don't have to bend down and pick up all the mess. Right, I'll just dry that off and I'll be back. And I've got just about every drawer out of my little crafty room here. It's one heck of a mess. But I am going to put down some paints with stencils, I think. Right, now, what are we going to do here? I'm going to get out some colours. What have I got? I have got some teal. This teal looks a little bit turquoisey to me anyway. So we're just going to do some stenciling around. Won't be anything fancy. Just a little bit of some background colours around. This is one of my homemade stencils that I made with a plastic file folder. They're a bit flimsy in the fact of they move about a bit, but they don't break. I might put some this way too. Oops. As you can see, I'm not very careful at stenciling. Just putting a little bit around, just because I can, really. I'm just playing. I love playing with paint. Just go across now. Bits right up the middle there, I think. Right, I'm liking that. You see, so I'm just going to do it a little bit and covers the whole page. So that's okay. I'm okay with that. Right, I've got a circle one, and what will you use? Use a darker blue, or a blue, a sky blue, I think this is. Cerulean blue. And I've had these paints an awful long time, but when I had to bring art supplies down to the lake as well, I thought, oh, I'll just bring down all these old ones. Because they're still okay for using. Love dots, another one of my favourites. Thinking that draw that. Looking like a hot mess. Might put a darker blue again on. Right. And I'll just use the same. Oh, it might have been a bit thick with that. Thicker paint. Cool. Don't have to be the whole thing as far as I'm concerned. Just a little bit of something too. I must buy some more makeup brushes. I've got the makeup brushes that I use for my inks, but I haven't got any for using with paints. Oh, it's looking really hot mess. It looks better in person than it does online, I have to say. Right, mucky hands again. Now, what am I going to put on it? Green, maybe? Why not? Why not? And I think we might put this green vine over it like that. I like the look of that. And this is another one, and the more you use them, the thicker they get, so they're much better. But I think this was a little bit heavier filing file folder. My daughter and son-in-law arrived tonight for the weekend. Brought down apple and what? What is it? What is it called? Maybe like a sieve. Feijoa. Apple and feijoa apple crumble from my daughter-in-law for our dessert tomorrow night. That'd be nice. My cousin's coming over to pick us up tomorrow, and we're going for a ride with them back to Taupo, which is about 40 minutes away, sort of on our way home. And my daughter said to me, "Oh, Mum, if I give you my card, will you go and buy me an electric blanket?" So they're deciding that it's another frosty night out there tonight, that it will be nice to get into a nice warm bed. Because we're not far from the mountain, and it has got snow all over it already, and we're not really into winter yet. We're still in autumn, late autumn, but autumn all the same. I'm liking this. Just use up all of this green paint. Oops. I just about slipped under that one. I did. Most probably. I'm not the greatest stenciler. Cool. Just gonna try and get a little bit in here. I don't know what I'm going to do once I've done this, of course. And a tiny bit over here. Some little undergrowthy bits down the bottom here. Up the top here. Cool. Sorry if you can hear the road noise. The main road is not all that far away and the heavy traffic tends to whoosh through at night. You get used to it when you're here all the time, but right. That's what it's looking like. Still a hot mess. Right, I'm back and I've dried it off and I've got a pencil here and I'm just going to try and just get a little bit of it showing up. I'm not very very good at doing this. I just give it a little bit of a scribble around. It shows up a little bit. Now, leaves get a little bit of a twirl, twirl around. Whoops. So you've got to be a little bit gentler, and gentle is not my name. Just a little scribble. You can see it there. Just a little bit of a scribble. Not on all of them, just so you can sort of see that they're leaves basically. And this is just that's not the pencil I wanted to use after all that. That's just a coloured pencil. This one here is more of a waxy one. Yeah, see it draws a bit better. I tried to sharpen them with my pencil sharpener, but they wouldn't sharpen. It was the wrong shape for them, so I had to get one of my sharp knives out. Scribbly doesn't bother me. Right, I can see them just a little bit better. Right, now what am I going to do? I'm going to yellow ochre. Have a bit of that. That one's a newish one, and we've got some purple here. Alright, and I'm going to have a go. And we've got a pink, and I don't think this pink is all that great, but we'll use it. Oh, we've got a beeper. We've got a better one here. I'll just put a bit in with that one and that'll be okay. And I think then I'm going to have a go at doing flowers. This is going to be interesting because I'm going to just smush some paint around. See, that one's not very good. You can see it's not very good. It's very, very translucent. So I'll just scoop some more of this one in there and see if that improves it. Just going to mush this paint in, and if it doesn't work, then I will go over it with but I want them just to look, you know, not really flowery, just a little bit, abstracty, a little bit of texture on them. It's just a bit much, that one. I don't look too bad. Right, now, clean off my knife. See if we can get a purpley one going on. And try not to drip the paint everywhere. Just put one over here. Right. Or stick another colour in with them, or right. Come over this side with our purple one. I like to try different things. I see people do them and I don't do them anywhere near as well as they do. I was watching Chelsea do this with modelling paste and her flowers look like flowers, but I don't. Well, I do have some modelling paste actually, but I just wanted to use up some paints. So I thought I'll just do them like that, and then drop a bit of purple in with that pink. And see what colour it comes out. I want to have that swirly look to it, so it looks a little bit like a flower. Right, here's our flowers, well, the start of our flowers, and my hands are disgusting. Right, so I will be back when I dry those off. They're not exactly dry right the way through, but I've got some white paint here and I'm just doing a little bit of white around to sort of help. Unfortunately, I don't have any thin brushes down here, so they might just have dots on them. That one's not very dry at all. No, this one is pretty mucky type. Let's put some bits of white paint around on them and some look more flowery than others. Just give that a bit of a wash off. And come back again. And some of them just try to get them to look a little bit rounded. Rather than looking like dots. A few people come in, a few campers in. No permanents, just us and my daughter. But we have long weekends next weekend, so it's sure to be. Right, now I'm going to try and put a dot of yellow in the middle. Not dry, so, but stopping to dry every time. It's not exactly. So if I can get these on and then dry them, they most probably won't dry properly over until they've been left overnight, but that's what they're looking like up close. So what I'm going to do now is anybody's guess. I'll just dry this off a bit and be back with something else to go on them. Right, I'm back and I've dried them off and they bubbled up a bit, so they're starting to look a little bit more like flowers to me. So I've gone around them in black, all except this one over here. So I'm going to just go around them in black like that. Just helps to gives it a little scribbly. I'm not doing anything fantastic, but I think it just helps them define them as flowers. Right, I like that. And now I think I'm just going to put some butterflies around. Why not? I've got a whole lot of butterflies here. So have a look and see what we're going to do. Well, we have blues, orange, little ones, bigger ones. Just move things and put them to the side for a moment. Red ones, green ones, pretty turquoise ones, very light ones, very nice, very yellow one there. Right, I think I like those. I don't know if you can see them, sort of merge in a little bit, don't they? I don't have any, unless I put the ones with white on, which does show up more, don't they? I don't know how many colours I've got of those though. Right, where's my glue stick? We'll start gluing those down and see what happens. Get down there. What happened to my card? Don't want to go over the flowers. I'm going to scratch them. Scratch them up. Right, I think that's enough. Whoops, and that just ripped it clean in half. I am so rough. I'll just give them a little bit of a dry off. Right, I've dried it off. I went around a couple of them with a bit of Stabilo oil just around the white bits, just to show them up a little bit. But I thought video's long enough without thinking. I'm just going to hopefully put some white splashes around. Yeah, a bit more water maybe. Right. Now they can see it very clearly. See the splashes. I'm not unhappy with it. Find a nice dry spot to write on though. Right, let me find. Right, I'll just go. If I can get my hands to. Megs, and the date today is the 28th, is it the 28th? 28th. No, can't be the 28th. Must be the 26th or the 27th. I have no idea. I have to get my phone. Yes, it is the 28th. 28th of the 5th. 22. Right. So that is my page, and I think lucky border going around. Give it a look around. Right, I'm back, and that is my page, and it's got its little grubby border around it, and I'm not unhappy with it. I don't know if you can see that they're butterflies, flowers, but it doesn't look too bad in person. So thank you for being with me. Kia kaha, stay strong, and I'll catch you again soon.